Hello and welcome to episode 4 of my Gates of Hell Ostfront Conquest Campaign. This battle is a defensive battle against the Russians and it got a bit hairy. It was a lot of fun to play this one. I really enjoyed it. You can see my command group on screen here, my medic, my sniper and my platoon leader or camp group leader. It was a tremendous amount of fun making this video, and I believe I've sorted the sound out. So if you enjoy the content, please hit like and subscribe, possibly share and comment the video as well. That really helps my numbers as I grow and make my YouTube channel bigger and bigger. Let's see now. This is a picture taken from mid-battle, where we were totally surrounded by Russian infantry and anti-tank guns and howitzers and vehicles. It got quite hairy. It was a lot of fun to play. The force pool that I took is still the same as far as 2 platoons. I took a tank platoon of Panzer IVs, Panzer IIIs, and I took an infantry platoon, and we rolled right into the game. I've edited out, as usual, the load screen, and as you can see here, we own the map and we have to race up here as fast as possible. This is a relatively simple objective to defend. It's already got some defenses on it. The next one up is the tougher one, this one right here on the mini-map. This is pretty promising because it's got a trench system at the back here for the infantry that I don't have to dig, and I'm going to bring some tanks and engineers up here and dig in pretty fast. Thinking of putting 3 tanks up here on this one and 1 tank on the back one, because they have to, or will probably travel towards the top, the southwesternmost objective first, and then come to B right there. So, you know, I make the mistake of sending the tanks without telling the guys to get on the tanks as a kind of a cheat. Well, it's not really a cheat. They're allowed to ride the tanks, so I put the engineers on the tanks so they'll get there at the same time. And then I'm going to put the commander and a medic and the sniper on another tank, and they will all arrive at the same objective at the same time. When these guys get up here, I'm going to make a 3 tank defensive position, and it looks like there's a road slightly to the right side and a road way off to the left side in the south there that they'll be using to get to me. So I'm going to position 3 tanks, 2 up front and 1 back in depth, and then the infantry on this back trench line right here, and we'll see how well that works. This position back here is going to be pretty easy. I don't think on the high ground on the hill it's going to be nice and easily defendable. So I'm going to get my engineers that you know I like to use, and I'm going to dig in some tank emplacement right here. And then this guy can lay out a stretch of sandbags, that secondary defense right across the front here. And possibly I'll put some on the side when he's finished that. And the infantry section, which is heavily boosted up with an anti-tank rifle and a spare light machine gun and a couple of submachine guns, I could put them in the back trench line right here, and once they get here I'll spread them out a little bit, and I'll have a medic come and support each site, and put 1 medic here, and they can make the first aid tent. And I'm going to see how close these guys are. By clicking on them you can see their progress, and he's going to go to that spot right there. And that's got 4 infantry members on it. That's good spot there, I think. Gotta sort out this infantry. Here we go. Take the tank, back it up, and dig a emplacement right here for it to drive into. This guy can do the same thing on the left side. Right there. And then the third one I'm going to put back here in the middle when it gets here. When the engineers have dug those first two entrenching positions, tank emplacements, I'm going to put the last tank emplacement right in the center here. I'm going to place this Panzer IV behind it for now, destroy some of this cover, and keep all the infantry back here in the trenches at the back. There's my medic. And as you can see, the medics, some of the guys, the infantry, already have weapons they've captured in previous battles, or I've captured in previous battles. So they're pretty well equipped. That medic there has got a submachine gun, which they normally come with just a pistol. So they can defend themselves a little bit better with a better weapon, obviously. And we're still in the setup phase. If you're looking at the mini map at the top right, you'll see that there's two sets of enemy coming on board, one at the south marker and one by the west marker. So I'm not going to have a lot of time. Looking at the progress bars on both engineers, they're almost finished. I'm going to place the infantry on the left there. This other objective, that guy's finished already. And I'm going to place some barbed wire, so if any infantry gets close they have to go around the barbed wire to the front and to the left side. And if you right mouse click and drag, it keeps the construction queue going from left to right there, so that's pretty good. Don't have a lot of infantry back here, they're all up front. I'm gambling that this is going to be the most important site of the battle. I'm moving the tank up here into that defensive position, and I'd like to get some sandbags up front, but looks like I chose a bad spot. Some is better than nothing, I suppose. And I'm going to go ahead and put sandbags to the left side of this one, because I think he's going to get a little bit of action from the left there. And then Panzer III can go in the entrenchment. And then the other engineer can start digging. Oh, I clicked on the wrong guy. Ah well, I'm committed now. I'm going to go for it. So here comes the first wave of infantry. Just the dramatic music. Goosh, goosh, goosh. This is going to be a fun battle, I can tell. They're already hitting from the rear left, and then the upper left side, the southwest. And we've taken out a vehicle already. Didn't see that. Put some barbed wire across here to kind of slow the infantry down. I don't know if that engineer is going to live through that, but if I get it up, that will slow the infantry from running up and getting within Molotov cocktail range and throwing it at me. Put this guy into the trench, so he's got a bit of cover. Spread him out a little bit, so one hand grenade can't kill off a bunch of them. And these guys have almost got the barbed wire done. I can pull them back into defensive positions. I'm not crazy about that big massive trench going north to south there, or up and down on the left side of this objective. It's just a great way to get shot all in one. So I'm going to dig a trench back here to the right side, and they'll have a better defensive position to shoot and defend from. That guy is definitely, that engineer up top center there by the sea, definitely surviving so far. The more fences, more barbed wire line he gets erected, the better it will be. I think I'm going to move the sniper over to the left here. Looks like a lot of infantry coming out from the left side, and we'll move the officer up so he can defend to the left, and then that infantry section, that scout team really, up 5 men on the right side over here, can defend in the western direction. So we're looking healthy so far. The medic's got to dig his first aid tent in behind these guys so that they'll live a little better, and that's not a very good spot. I'm going to have to put it further back, maybe over here. It's not a good spot either. Got to find a spot for that free healing that you get out of this tent. Maybe if I put it further back. There we go. That won't be the best spot, but it's better than not having one at all. And then this medic here. I don't think I clicked on him properly. There we go. I'm going to do the same thing with the tent. Back here behind that position. That went exactly where I want it. Sometimes if you try placing the tent before the trench is built, it'll build closer to the trench for you. Which is what I think is pulled off in the nick of time right there. Now we have quite a bit of action going on. Move this engineer further back. And he can build some defensive sandbag positions in front of that one. A bit worried about the Panzer IV because it doesn't have the best armor penetration. So if it comes across a vehicle, it's less effective. It's got actually better armor than a Panzer III, but it has worse. The gun armor penetration values on a Panzer IV are worse, like I showed you in the previous video. So I'll get this medic into the dirt here. They have the goofiest knapsacks. They're not even rucksacks, they're just kind of square leather frames, I guess, the first aid kit in it. And here you can see the lieutenant is using the binoculars, and he can see the guys that are hidden behind the terrain there in red. So the other guys that are around him can shoot him. And he's switching back and forth between his binoculars and his weapon. Kind of like this. I'm going to try and keep this guy through the campaign if I can, and have him command at each battle. Those binoculars are definitely an advantage, and the sniper is picking them off on the left side there. The sniper is Melman, and the lieutenant is Saltz, Von Saltz. I'm not sure if I caught the name of the medic on the right there, but let's see if we can keep this command team going.
Yes, so gut wie tot.
Getting a bit spicy up here now. There's guys in lots of different directions. There's an anti-tank gun to the top right. There's infantry on the left side of the hill. And that gun at the top right in the southwest direction needs to be taken care of, I think. I gotta split these guys up a little bit. Get that engineer back into some cover. Like I said, this is a little spicy. We're about halfway through the battle right now, and it's definitely a constant. I'm not gonna prolong this battle. The minute I get the victory screen, I'm gonna stop the battle and limit the number of casualties for sure. And these guys here are defending to the right and to the north and to the left. Sorry, not the north, the southwest. West, southwest and south. I don't think that gun up there, you can just see it in red at the top of that hill, has a very good line of sight. But I am going to go ahead and have this guy, Stefan Schultz, do a heroic action. He's going to go up there and take it out. He's got a light machine gun, got some grenades. And I do not advise that you run like that, Stefan. Let's try crawling. And get within grenade range and lob some grenades into that thing. I'm thinking down there on the right there, in that dip ground. He's still too far out of range to throw the grenade. You can tell by the arc and the red writing. So I'm going to have him move down here and kind of flank that gun a little bit. Somebody's shooting at it for sure and keeping him suppressed. That's helping me sneak up on it. Helping Stefan Schultz sneak up on it. And heroic action takes out the artillery gun single-handed with a light machine gun and a hand grenade. See it right here, it's pretty cool. Got him, big time. And this is where I kind of mess up. I go and capture the gun and get him killed, which is risky. I should have just stayed right there, and that would have been much better for laying in the low ground and killing anybody coming up that hill. But you can't occupy a gun. Well, you can occupy a gun by putting one soldier in it. But what you can't do is move it. So what I'm trying to do here is move up this second soldier, and as bad luck would have it, an armoured car, a BA-7, pulls up right as I'm moving a second soldier up. But it's okay, the Panzer III destroys the armoured car. That's a real good hit right there. Kind of crest-lined that hill right in front of the tank in the perfect sweet spot to get destroyed, so that's definitely advantage to me. I'm putting 2 infantrymen inside that gun in the hopes that I can move it. And 2 guys can move it, but right now there's a lot of infantry down here that I hadn't seen, and that causes me some grief. There's some infantry over here, there's some infantry back there at the bottom of the hill, and both guys just got wounded. Well, one got killed, unfortunately. Schultz got killed after his heroic action. So I'm pulling up a medic in the chance that I can save this scenario. The medic's going to come on in and heal the other guy. Peter Paul, can't read the rest of his name, sure something, Schmidt probably. And he's going to race up, and he's taking shots already. So the pink mist coming off him as he was getting shot there. He's doing CPR, banging a trauma dressing on that thing, stuffing his fingers in the bloody holes to stop him from bleeding, wiggling them around because it's painful. Anyway, I think I'm going to have him... Nope, he got shot. I was going to have him move back into a bit of cover, but he got shot. So there we go. That didn't work out too well. So back here, this Panzer IV is taking some fire, and now I've got to have the guys, because they're in a pretty good defensive position. They're behind the sandbags, and they've got the tank emplacement. They stand a good chance of surviving as they patch up this Panzer IV. It looks like 3 of the crewmen got killed, but 2 are still alive. The infantry section, or the infantry detachment back here is fighting almost 360. They're surrounded on 3 sides, actually all the way around right now. If you look at the minimap, you can see there's infantry everywhere, red dots. And it's a tough fight. It's kind of fun and gritty, and these guys are repairing. These tanks are doing some tough close-in fighting, and both Panzer IIIs are still up right now. The infantry is taking casualties, but they're holding their own against the waves of Russians, and hopefully I'll get this Panzer IV repaired pretty quick. Both crewmen are working quite hard at it. They're taking a bit of fire. I saw some splash off that metal armor at the back of the tank there by the guy on the right. But they're low in the ground, they're in that defensive position, and they should be able to survive this fight. Repair that tank, get back in it, and lay down some hell. Like I said, this is a really fun fight. Very fast-paced, working out really well for me. And the infantry are literally getting... Oh, see that guy? Went head over heels there. Unfortunately my medic's dead, so I can't heal with the medic. Otherwise I would pull the medic from the rear and have him run up and heal that guy in the bottom right. That little blood drop insignia there means he's wounded and that he can be revived. I desperately need this tank to be repaired. The guy on the left is finished, the guy on the right is almost finished repairing. And as soon as they get this back up and running, that'll be a lot of firepower back in the game. There they go. Oh, nope. Time to get in the tank after he's done the repairs. Panzer IV now with that 75mm gun is quite powerful at destroying infantry. So I need that. I'm leaving the main body turned to the left because that bow gun can do some damage as well. It's pointed in the right direction. Got a brief lull in the battle while Russian reinforcements show up. I'm going to put the engineers inside that tank. The tank can operate at 100% or any percentage below that if you've got less crewmen in it. So I'm trying to put crewmen in here. Even though those engineers are not the best tank crewmen, they're better than having no crewmen fill the positions. 4 crewmen is better than 2. And the infantry is taking some damage on the right here. There's only 3 left. And no medic. Engineers are in the tank, Panzer IV. It's going well. We're happy with this battle. We're working hard. Russian infantry swamping up from the top left there and the top right. Massive assault. Being held off by a few highly skilled German infantry and a couple of tanks. 3 tanks actually. Usually the defensive battles are more fast-paced and more interesting than the attack battles, although the attack ones are where you get to capture equipment. Moving this tank's bow gun to face that big mob of Russian infantry. Oh, something hit that tank on the right. Look at that burn up. So that's a big loss. I'm going to have to leave the Panzer IV facing this direction now. And that's a big loss. I didn't see what hit it though. Leave a comment if you saw what hit it. Guessing it was an anti-tank grenade from the infantry. I only saw infantry come up there. And then back here it's pretty mellow yellow. Put the medic in the trench. I've got 3 infantrymen back here. 2 engineers and a medic defending this position. And as I suspected, the Panzer III is doing most of the work there. Back up at this objective, the front objective C. This is where all the work is taking place now. I wonder how much ammo this guy's got left on him with that MP40. He's reloading right now. And I think that sniper, Melman, has a submachine gun on his back, so I might just have to borrow that weapon. Yeah, he's got 1 magazine in the gun and 1 full one left. So I am going to come down to Melman here and steal that submachine gun and the magazines. A couple of grenades. And that way when he runs out of MP40 ammo, which is his organic weapon, he can use the Russian one, because he's going to see more action before the game is over here for sure. Although looking at the score, it's 956 to 1000, so we're about to win. We're not far away from a good victory here. That guy there is healing himself. They carry first aid kits on them, so when they take damage they'll heal up when they're catastrophically hit. Wonder why he's not using that light machine gun. Oh, he is. That's just me not spotting it right. That guy's got a submachine gun. Plenty of ammo left. And we're looking reasonably safe. Looks like there's a lull in the battle. The rear position is being attacked by just a few Russian infantry, one on the right and one on the left. This section up here, as you can see, there's been heavy fighting by the dead guns and vehicles around it. Those little square boxes with the arrowhead in it, that's a light tank, and then pure arrowhead on the right there on the minimap is a armored car. And looks like we have some more reinforcements coming from the southwest, that direction right there. So I am down one tank right now, a Panzer III. I was going to get replaced anyway. And there we go, victory time. And right now we have the victory screen showing the kills. And we are going to be getting 3.8. There you go, the magic resource points right there. The money and the resupply ammo doesn't hurt, but those 4.2 research points are what we're after. Hope you like that. I enjoyed making it. Please like, leave a comment, subscribe, and share it if you can. Have a good one. See you next battle. Bye.